Hello, everyone, amazing Salad Master people, and everyone watching us from all over the world. Welcome to the episode 2 of Coffee Time Kapihan with Tito Pidoy and Mama Ting. We're so happy to have the second episode for you, and we can't wait for you to see what we have in store. But before anything else, we'd like to announce that we are streaming all over the world live via Facebook and YouTube. So make sure you follow us on those social media channels. We are streaming on AC TriStar Marketing on Facebook and our brand new YouTube channel, Coffee Time Kapihan with Tito Pidoy and Mama Ting. So make sure you follow us on those social media platforms. And we are streaming this meeting right now live because this meeting is limited to only the first 100 participants on Zoom. But again, it's open to everyone all over the world on YouTube and Facebook Live. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce our incredible host, Tito Pidoy and Mama Ting. Take it away, Tito and Tita.
All right, Ting. So let's welcome them to our season 1, episode 2 for the Kapihan. So Kapihan, Coffee Time with Tito Pidoy and
Mama Ting.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Jenica Policarpio, all the way from Texas. So this is Mama Ting, and we would like to welcome everyone to our episode 2 of Coffee Time Kapihan with
Tito Pidoy
and Mama Ting. Yep. So at this point, we would like to thank you all for tuning in, and we are streaming live all the way from Toronto, Canada, and we are on Facebook and YouTube. Today, our topic is very, very important. So I would like you all to sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode 2. You know what? Our topic for today is all about family business and family governance. So we invited some very, very special guests. In fact, one is a family of 3, all the way from New York and New Jersey. The Sibbaluca family, from their story and how they got started in their business and how they're enjoying their family business as of today. And the other person, of course, is a very, very professor all the way from the Philippines. He's not only a professor, very sought after, world-renowned actually, and his expertise is family governance. And we are so blessed to have him here with us today because he's very, very busy. And he is not only a book author, but he is also a newspaper columnist. So, Pidoy?
Wow, napaka-formal mo naman, Ting. Napaka-formal naman. Magandang umaga, magandang gabi, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Welcome to our Coffee Time Kapihan with Tito Pidoy and
Mama Ting.
Right, let's get the ball rolling, ladies and gentlemen. The first part of our Kapihan today, we have brought live with you a very successful family from New York and New Jersey, the Sibbaluca family. So, Ting, would you like to introduce to you the first speaker of the Sibbaluca family?
Yes, of course. We would like to start with the matriarch of the Sibbaluca family, no other than a lovely young mother, and she always young and beautiful Mrs. Carol Sibbaluca.
Yay! Let's welcome Carol Sibbaluca from New York and New Jersey. Cheers to you. Kapihan Time with Tito Pidoy and
Mama Ting.
Right, take it away, Carol.
Thank you, Miss Ting. I love that. Young mother. Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Kape kami muna tayo, mga Dabber Cats. Okay. Good morning again. I am Carol Sibbaluca, and with me, of course, is my husband, Sam.
Hello.
And of course, not to forget my beautiful daughter.
Hi, good morning.
All right. So, we are from the health systems of New York and New Jersey, as you know. Today, we would love to share with you our journey focusing on Salad Master as a family business and the secret of success. We started during Salad Master in 2004. And just like you, we also went through the spirit of success. So we burn a lot of cakes too, a lot of cookwares, and marami din paso sa EOC. Okay, but did not, we had our shares of struggles and challenges, but that did not stop us from doing Salad Master and reaching our goals. Determination is what we possess during those days. It is our desire to succeed that made us to work harder towards our goal in spite of the challenges. In short, we have found our why, and for us, failure is not an option. As consultants, we never set our eyes to become dealers at first. Our only purpose doing Salad Master during the time is to augment our income, to support our basic needs, and of course, to support Katrina's education to nursing school. But along the way, we found the faith in the opportunity in Salad Master. So barely after 5 months after our blast off, Sam and I decided to fire our boss at the same time, 5 months after blast off. And our promoting dealer sent us to New Jersey, okay, without any network, no friends, no relatives, and no money as well. But what we had during that time is only determination to succeed, as I have said, right? Okay. So fast forward, because of our determination and hard work, we became direct dealers in 2006. And we worked aggressively to build our team. So slowly and steadily, we are reaping the fruits of our labor by adding and building teams into our folds. And in 2016, when Katrina finished nursing, one question struck our minds. So instead of just us doing Salad Master, why not her? Why not bring Katrina to the business, right? So kinumbins namin siya. It took us 3 years, right? Is it 3 years, Katrina, or more? Siya po yung pinakamahirap naming recruit, but it was worth it. I'm telling you guys. Another secret of success, I want to share it with you. Bring family members into your business. That's one secret of success. All right. Okay. So now we want to share with you some fundamental essentials in striking the balance in our business. It may be Salad Master. It may be something else. Number one is establish clear and regular methods of communications. Problems and differences of opinion are inevitable, right? Consider weekly meetings to assess progress, air differences, and resolve disputes. Hindi po kasi pwedeng lahat presidente. Dapat may vice president, may secretary, may sergeant at arms. Okay. So number two, divide roles and responsibilities. While each one of us may be qualified for similar tasks, duties should be divided among ourselves. So kailangan meron pong clear role bawat isa. Big decisions can be made together, but a debate over each little move will bug the business and creates redundancy, which can be expensive. So we go to number three, treat it like a business. A common pitfall in a family business is placing too much emphasis on family and not enough on business. The characteristic of a healthy Salad Master business may not always be compatible with family harmony. So be ready to face those situations when they arise. They say business is business. Run it on trust and honesty with unified mission, vision, and goal. And of course, number four, treat family members fairly. Walang paborito. While some experts advise against hiring family members, that sacrifices one of the great benefits of the family business. Countless small companies would never have survived without the hard work and energy of dedicated family members. Our sons and daughters, even son-in-laws, daughter-in-laws, sisters, mom and dads, even the kapitbahays and the apos can be significant assets to our business. But I have said, avoid favoritism. Don't set standards higher or lower for family members than for others. It may create animosity. And of course, number 5, set some boundaries while supporting each other. It's easy for family members to involved in a business to talk shop 24/7. Don't mix business, personal, and home life because it will eventually produce a conflict. Limit business discussions outside of the office. So that means no finger pointing, walang sisihan. Tama? Everyone is accountable. Family business has significant advantages, mainly a dedicated pool of people ready to stand behind your effort. We are a living testimony of a family business. It has not only given us financial security and freedom, but what we love most about it is, as a family, we are given a chance to work together, learn together, grow together, have fun together, travel together, and what I love most is spend the money together. So, ladies and gentlemen, future is bright. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carol, for that. And well, that's a very informative thing. What do you think about that thing?
Yes, I know that family businesses, there's always challenges, amongst family members, but of course, it's always very rewarding. Thank you, Carol, for that insight.
What I learned from that is that you have to draw the line between business and family. So that's an incredible wisdom coming from Carol Sibbaluca. This time, ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to the head honcho of the Sibbaluca family. That is Sam Sibbaluca. So Sam, take it away. Cheers to you, Sam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ma'am Ting. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And having said that, I have prepared a PowerPoint presentation with graphics describing our Salad Master journey. Seeking for a better future, we decided to migrate in the United States in America in 2000, hoping to achieve the life we so desire, the American dream. We started living in this skimpy apartment where the three of us shared one room, just one room, 2 on the bed, 1 on the floor. And this is my very first car, a 1990 Toyota Tercel, and it has a custom lock. Do you still remember what's the combination for the lock?
Yes.
No, it's 143.
Why 143?
Dedicated for your mom. Okay, so we joined Salad Master in April 2004. And as Carol have just mentioned a while ago, we moved to New Jersey in October 2004. And it's a little bit struggle because the office is at the same time our home. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very beautiful sign, but we did not waver. We just kept focused on our goal to become dealers, of course. And these were the first consultants we had. And of course, knowing that people are the backbone of our business, we steadily grow our team. And then luckily, we were promoted to direct dealer in 2006. We opened up a New York office in 2007 to support our New York operation. In 2008, we qualified as master dealers or grandmaster dealers at the same time as senior dealers. Oh my God. In 2015, it was then when we were able to get our daughter work full-time. Yep. With Salad Master. She ran open houses, bookathons, cooking schools. And the good thing about working together is we had a chance to travel together as well. That's the Australia Master Dealership, Mami, when we had a chance to see the Sydney Opera House.
And a lot of koalas too.
Yes, ma'am. And Cancun Travel Club. And then the India Master Dealer Conference, okay? We had the chance to see Taj Mahal up close and personal. Yeah. Peru Master Dealership, where Machu Picchu is within our fingertips. And that's our current team, celebrating the Christmas party last year. Of course, including the families, of course. That's Katrina's twins. Remember that?
First
Your first car, okay? My current car. Okay. And what's the fruit of our labor? Okay. What's in it for us? With Salad Master, I was able to invest on a 20 hectares of farmland in our province. Also, I had a prime lot at Woodgrove, a 500 square meters prime lot at Portofino, Alabang, a condo unit at Viceroy Tower at the Fort, and our dream house in America came to reality. That's the facade. That's my kitchen. That's her kitchen. That's the living room, family room, of course, the dining room, second level. That's Katrina's bedroom. Are you happy about that, man? Uh-huh. And of course, that's ours. I have a man cave. Okay. So you guys, if you want to play pool, although I don't really play well, I have a movie theater underneath my home. Okay. How amazing is that? And of course, a 12-foot bar that you guys can join me to drink some tequila. Okay. Guys, success is just outside your comfort zone. In Salad Master, anything is possible. It's truly a family business. One of the best kept secret from Salad Master. Thank you, guys. That's our story. Good morning, everyone.
Wow, thank you, Sam. That was a very motivating and a very inspiring story indeed. Humble beginnings.
Thing I'd like to just share a little bit. I like the car sound that you have with the fast Japanese 1, 2, 3. So, do you still have that? I'd like that. I think it costs a lot more today because it's already a vintage
Yes,
car.
it's a vintage car, sir.
Oh,
So,
yeah. And I like the GLS too. Man, let me tell you thing from rags to riches, ordinary to extraordinary, from a small skimpy apartment that Sam has described to a mansion in New Jersey. Wow.
thank you so much, sir.
Wow. What an incredible
Bravo.
story. I think beautiful.
totally
So
agree.
two
totally
beautiful
agree.
stories this time. It's your turn now to introduce the third party of the Sibbaluca.
Yes, of course. The one and only beautiful, talented, hardworking Katrina Sibbaluca. Take it away.
Hi, good morning, good day, good afternoon to everybody that's watching. We're just so thankful that we got invited to this Kapihan with Tita Ting and Tito Pidoy. Hindi po ko ganun kasing siklab ng parents ko. One of the things that I felt was a challenge being in the business was, number one, I never studied sales. It wasn't my passion to be in business or to think about running my own operation. And so when they asked me to go on board, I was studying as a nurse during that time in California. I just really thought, is this really for me? Number one, I didn't have any network when I moved with them from California. I moved all the way to New Jersey. So I had to start a new life with friends. I didn't really know anybody. We didn't have relatives here. And so my biggest challenge really was, I was in my 20s when I started Salad Master, and that was around 8 years ago. So I was doing it part-time, right? And then, they started asking me to work at the office, papel lang, shred the paper, copy this, copy that, washing dishes. Definitely, I washed a lot of cookware in my 20s. But it was fun to see that it was such a family. It was a family relationship in the office, and I don't mean just the three of us. They treated their workers, they treated their consultants like family. And so I thought, why not give it a shot? because during the time that I really went to do it seriously, we were not really in a very good financial situation. So if you saw the apartment kanina, yung first humble beginnings, naalala ko yan, bumagsak yung kisame. Bumagsak yung kisame. So, and I remember that kasi sabi nga ni, I remember that you used to say, is this the American dream? So, you know, natatak po yun sa utak ko. And I guess that's what made me work really, really hard and wanted to study really well. So they didn't have to really pay full college tuition. And so I decided to do Salad Master. I remember my first few shows, I was really, thinking maybe this isn't for me, but they kept persevering, and I noticed that the work ethic was there. And one of the things that I loved about it is you are capable of your dream no matter how old. The opportunity is so good that it can be so dynamic that whether you're in the younger generation or in the older generation, the program supports everyone. And they supported me a lot. So I guess there was no way for me to fail. There was every chance for me to succeed. And nakakatuwa lang po. And from there, we have our own home. We can travel anytime we want. And it's just amazing to see. So I really hope that our little humble story was able to inspire some of you guys watching us today. And maraming salamat, Mama Ting, Tito Pidoy, for inviting us. Cheers po. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Jen, would you like to focus the camera to the Sibbaluca family as we ask them some questions today? Ting, what is your takeaway with that beautiful, humble beginning?
Actually, I could empathize with that because we too had our own humble beginnings, and we are definitely in a family business as well. And you know what? I started a business with my 3 boys, so I could empathize with the parents and of course with Katrina as well. But there you go, the fruits of their labor.
All right. So Jen, at this point in time, there's a lot of questions we'd like to field to the Sibbaluca family, and let me start. But of course, if you don't mind, Jen, if you can focus the camera to the Sibbaluca family so we can see them and the rest of the viewers can see them. So the first question I would like to ask, and any of the family members can answer this, okay? And I'm going to start with a question this time. What is your greatest challenge in the business? And share this with us, and how did you overcome that? Anybody from the team of the Sibbaluca can answer that.
Okay. Okay. So the greatest challenge that we have encountered so far was instilling trust between us running the business and our people. There's no substitute of doing things rightly. And when you do that, people trust you. And when there's trust within the company, people will help you achieve a common goal. In the military, they will die for you. So trust is really a very challenging thing but we were able to do that.
Wow, that's beautiful. And Ting, would you like to
Yes, I totally
share
agree.
another question?
Trust is very important. So my second question is, what do you think is your greatest accomplishment running the family business?
Now, anybody of you can answer that question.
I think for us, it would be the promoting 4 dealers. We have 4 direct dealers right now. Actually, one is senior dealer, and that's Katrina. So that is one of our greatest accomplishment as of today.
Oh, thank you, Carol. Definitely. When you promote somebody, it's really quite an accomplishment. And not only 1, but 4 promotes.
Well, if you change your life and you change the lives of other people, definitely, that is a legacy that you're going to leave when you pass this earth. But again, one more question to the Sibbaluca family. What is your outlook and what's your takeaway of this COVID-19 and the struggles that you have encountered? And how did you overcome this unprecedented situation as a family, as a business?
Well, I'll have Katrina answer that.
Okay. Definitely, we definitely were in panic mode. As we all knew, New York was one of the epicenters in the US. And so by March, we really closed down early March. It was very scary, but also it was an opportunity for to look at e-commerce. Never in our wildest dreams have we thought of doing virtual presentation where we just do it on Facebook, FaceTime. We used to do in-home shows. And so we don't discount, of course, a lot of people had families that were affected, and we also have some friends, family, even coworkers that had it. But it was a season of reborn, that it could have been, maybe this is like a new challenge for not only for our family but for the rest of the Salad Master business, I think.
Another revenue pass.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you guys are wearing yellow color. What's the significance of that color? The family in yellow. So why yellow? Why did you pick yellow today in this Kapihan?
Bakit nga yellow?
Oh, aside from the fact that this is my favorite color. Yes.
Say yes to Mommy Carol.
Yes.
I was asked to wear one. That's why.
Yes,
Because
dear.
yellow is it signifies happiness and optimism. Woohoo.
Wow.
Very well
And
said.
also reconciliation, right? Reconcile ourselves with the, the unprecedented situation. Carol will ending up your part, but we will not finish that without a teaser for each one of you. Are you ready for this? Okay, yellow team, are you ready for this? We're going to start with Carol this time, Ting.
Yes, Team Sibbaluca. So we have, to make this livelier, we have some few questions to ask you, and you can keep it very simple and sweet. Okay, let's start with Carol. Carol, favorite piece of Salad Master cookware?
1 quart.
1 quart. Favorite dish?
Adobo.
Favorite part of the cooking show?
Pates.
1 word you can describe the Salad Master opportunity.
Fantastic.
All right. And any advice to our viewers?
Should be never give up on your dreams. Keep moving forward.
Wonderful.
Wow, that's beautiful. Let's go to the head on show this time, sir. Are you ready, Sam? Are
Yes,
you ready?
sir.
Now remember, I like that vintage 123 padlock. What do you call that? The Toyota Tercel.
Tercel, yes, sir.
And of course, if it's not available, just send me the GLS. I would. Okay. And by the way, just one day I'll be in your man cave and share that wine. And
By all means, sir, you're always welcome.
ready, Sam? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Favorite piece of Salad Master, Sam?
Tea kettle,
Favorite dish?
pinakbet.
Wow. Favorite part of the dinner show?
When people start referring me to their friends,
Wow. Good. 1 word you can describe your opportunity.
limitless.
Limitless. Wow.
Limitless.
Beautiful. I think the guys thing are winning the race this time. Last but not the least, Sam, make it good because we're overrun here. There's 3 women here, 4 including Jenica, and there's only 2 of us. We are outnumbered, my friend. What's your advice to the gentleman or the head of the family, the fathers, the businessmen, the president, the CEO, whatever you call them, as your wisdom and your advice for them in family governance and family business?
Well, if you want to bring your sons and daughters into the business, make it optional. Make them love the opportunity. Okay, because if you do that, allowing family members to join the family on their own, it leads to a happier employees and a better business. So show them the money. Show them the money.
Show them the money.
Yes,
It has to
ma'am.
be proof.
All
Show
right,
the
Sam.
proof.
Sam, I think we need to get better next time. We got to do rehearsal of 2 of us because there's 4 of them and there's 2 of us. But anyway, good job. Good answer, Sam. And that's good wisdom for the thing. Your turn this time.
Okay, let's go to our millennial, the beautiful millennial, Katrina. Are you ready, Katrina?
Yes, Tita Ting.
Can you speak louder? We can't hear you.
Yes, Tita Ting.
Okay, what's your favorite piece of Salad Master cookware?
Electric skillet.
Very good. Favorite dish?
Korean food.
Wow, Korean. Favorite part of your cooking show?
The salad master machine, when they light up when they see those cutting cones.
Yes, it is a must in our kitchen. One word that will describe the opportunity.
Growth.
Growth. Very well said. And any advice to our viewers, Katrina?
Definitely just trust yourself because you have so much to offer to the table, no matter how young, no matter how old.
Wow. One great advice from a millennial. Thank you so much, Katrina.
All right, Ting, we are going to end our part 1 for our Coffee Time Kapihan with Tito Pidoy and
Mama Ting.
all right,
Thank
take away,
you,
Jen. Thank you
Ting
for Yellow Team, Ting Sibbaluca.
Thank
Jen,
you.
take it away as
Thank
we
you so
prepare
much.
for our next speaker. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce our next speaker, he's going to speak on Friday on the power of succession planning. Get ready, take a picture of that because he will explain to you what this seminar is all about later on. Our next speaker, before we introduce our next speaker, Jen, would you like to show a glimpse in a video of his interview with ANC Philippines?
Our next guest stresses the importance of effective family governance in all aspects of business, especially during times of economic uncertainties brought about by global issues like the COVID-19 pandemic. We now have live ASEAN Family Business Governance Advisor Enrique Soriano. He's also the Executive Director of Asia Pacific-based firm Wong plus Bernstein Advisory Group. Good afternoon, Professor, and thank you so much for taking our call.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, of the businesses here in the Philippines, how many are family-owned?
Oh, if you're looking at the Philippine market, it's probably around 80-85%.
That's right. And we even have the likes of the SM Group of companies, the family of Andrew Tan with Alliance Global and Mega World. We have Cebu Land Masters and Aboitiz, which are all family businesses, and thousands more of micro, small, and medium enterprises. But the DTI says some 2,500 SMEs closed down annually since 2000. Of these, what percentage family-owned are likely to fail because of complex family dynamics and even crises like this pandemic?
Very true. As a matter of fact, in a DTI report, out of around 98.57% are SMEs. And out of that number, more than 1 million are family-owned enterprises, which comprises around 80% of all SMEs. So if you're asking me the question on how they are thriving in this crisis, most of them have been severely impacted, not just externally, but because family and business, it's a difficult process of two circles overlapping. Family is emotion, and then business is all about speed and decision making. So when there are no rules that define them, there's a tendency to actually clash. And that is also in a way impacting the family business, not just the COVID, not just the pandemic, but overall the emotion that comes into the picture. So that's really affecting a lot of family-owned businesses. Whether you are big or small, it is really impacting them.
Right, and among the challenges that you are saying affects family businesses, decision-making, compensation even, and their roles, the involvement of other family members. And it's never just a family that you're saving if you're trying to discuss family businesses, but also many jobs and lives. Can you share with us some business governance rules and protocols that can maybe reduce complex family business issues?
That's a very good question. As a matter of fact, it all boils down to having a powerful governance system. In most cases, especially in a crisis situation like what we have now, most often than not, family-owned businesses, most of the time they neglect the concept of governance because for them governance is a side dish. It's cumbersome, it can be expensive, it's also a waste of time. Most business owners and family members think that they should go to where the action is, which is to make money, to survive, and to keep the business afloat. But I totally disagree there because the key here now, more than ever, it is critical for family-owned businesses to focus or fixate themselves on the concept of governance. Now, what is governance? It all boils down to what? Communication. When you talk, you can solve issues. Family unity is also very important. When there's unity, there's harmony in decision-making. Clarity of roles. When you clarify roles, there should be less overlapping of specific roles. For instance, if I have children, one is a manager for marketing, one is a manager for finance. If there is clarity in roles, then there should be less friction. On top of clarity of roles, then specifically, there should be responsibilities and accountability. When you put all of those together, I refer to them as what I call governance. And when you have governance, then you have a resilient family-owned business. In the absence of governance in a crisis, it's either you come together or the family falls apart. That is the very reason why I personally believe that and advocate that governance must play a big role, because governance, as I've said, is all about communication.
And of course, family being the basic unit of society, we have so much to protect and so much to talk about when it comes to family businesses. And you're expecting hundreds of families will attend and can sign up with your conference, The Power of Succession Planning, Blueprinting a 100-Year-Old Journey, this August 29th. Thank you so much for joining us today, Professor Enrique Soriano, ASEAN Family Business Governance Advisor. We appreciate you joining us today and sharing some of your insights.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here again. Thank you.
And stay safe, Professor.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a wonderful video. Thank you, Jen. Definitely that gave us a sneak peek of how important our next guest speaker is. So, Doy?
Well, yes, I can only just describe him with one word. Turnaround advisor. Wow. What a significant name. What an important name. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have him on video right now. We have him live right now in our Zoom, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's welcome Professor Enrique Soriano III here in Kapihan with Tito, Pidoy, and
Mama Ting.
Beautiful. So, Professor, can you tell us exactly the type of work you're working with ultra high network companies and conglomerates right now, and who are they, Professor?
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the salad master dealers and friends. I was inspired by the story of Sam, Carol, and Trina. In answer to your question, Pidoy and Ting, ultra high net worth are those that are possibly making revenues of around $500 million a year. So they're pretty much high net worth families. They are a conglomerate, but they started also like all of us, those who started from the bottom. Most of them My clients are based in Asia. A big chunk are in Indonesia. Some are in Singapore, of course, here in the Philippines. So they started from nothing. Most of them are Chinese. They came from southern China with nothing except their shirts on their back. Sometime in the 60s, perhaps, or even in the 50s, they eventually moved to Malaysia. They eventually moved to Singapore. And then their wealth suddenly exploded because they had so much resilience. They had so much hard work came into the picture. They started as pretty much nothing. And perhaps I can cite one good example. The owner of, for instance, Mega World. Since I mentored the eldest son more than 18 years ago. His story is impeccable because he came from China, moved to Hong Kong. Then in his teenage years, they decided to migrate to the Philippines. And he had nothing. He was living in a 30 square meter space in Hong Kong. And they would substitute the dining area with 4 other families. So he had to sleep in a corridor. So then he moved to the Philippines. Again, nothing. He studied at the University of the East. Then in his spare time, because he had no money, he had to teach and mentor other students as a mentor teaching math. I remember talking to one of his best friends in California, in Eagle Rock, the one that is a publisher of a newspaper. And he related to me that in one of the cases, they would prepare sandwiches in their homes. And alternatively, on other days, his mom would ask him why he would bring 2 sets of sandwiches. And he would say, "This is for my friend, Andrew," because he had nothing for lunch. So they would substitute. And then he started working as a employee after graduating from UE as an employee. And his former boss was actually the one manufacturing liquor. But since that boss was obviously entitled, he ended up knowing the intricacies of the business. So fast forward many years after, he now owns one of the biggest liquor companies in the world. We acquired 100% of Fundador all over the world. That Fundador was inspirational because when he graduated from UE, that was the only Emperador bottle that was a gift to him from his father. And that was in the 70s. And in 2000, when I was with him, he said, "Someday we can probably own a seat here." I said, "You're probably cuckoo because that's a Spanish brand." And sometime 5 years ago, he decided to acquire it for almost 300 million US dollars. So all of these things, now he owns the biggest liquor company in Mexico. We just acquired it, 57% market share. And he has put up around 750 high-rise buildings in Manila. And he has several buildings in Spain. And he has several thousands of vineyards in Spain and in France. In short, he is one successful guy, but he knows where he came from. So net income-wise, he probably grosses around 80, 90 billion pesos a year. So these are examples of people like Sam, Carol, Trina, Pidoy, Ting, that inspires me to help them because as they grow their business, the complexity of the business eventually can take its toll on the relationship of family members. Because sometimes you're fixated on making money. You forget that you are a family, first and foremost, and you end up completely neglecting the value of your relationship. So that's my role. I do advisory work for mostly high net worth families in Asia.
Wow, and thank you for just accepting us. We're not part of that ultra high net worth people, but of course you can consider us in terms of friendship, my friend, and love. And respect. By the way, Sam, I just would like to let you know it's not too late. Andrew Tan of Megaword started in a corridor. You started in a skimpy apartment.
Exactly.
So you have the advantage there. Andrew Clark don't have a car. You have that 1, 2, 3 padlock car. So that makes you a little bit more than Andrew. So all you have to do is catch up with Andrew Clark right now, Mega World and Fundador, right? Now, Professor, let me just ask you one question. Okay, a lot of people, I know that you have answered this in your several of your sorties in the TV station. But the question I would like to ask you that really resonate to our viewers all the time is that what is family governance and what is the significance of that and the importance of that in family business?
Oh, absolutely. If I guess family governance, if you don't mind, I can share some slides, just a snippet of something that will perhaps give the mostly family-owned businesses that are salad master dealers a snapshot of what family governance is all about. So let me just share this. Essentially, in this day and age where so much impact has happened in practically the way we live, especially on this coronavirus, family governance is all about this illustration. Where in a board meeting, it's all same last names. And therefore, what happens next is the complexity of the families can take its toll on the business. What do I mean when I say complexity? This is the family business. There are 5 issues. The external event, which we are totally not in control. The business system, which we can partly be in control, but of course it is correlated to the external event. But the ownership system, something that most families oftentimes neglect because they think they will live forever and they think they're supermen or superwomen. So when they become entrepreneurs and they get old, they end up getting their children to run the business. In the absence of any rules, it becomes a sibling partnership. And the next generation would be cousins. So globally, in studies that empirically have shown, second generation, 7 out of 10 family will eventually disappear. What remains would be 30%. In the next generation, in the third generation, only 13%, that means 1.3 families in 10 families would end up surviving. In the fourth generation, halos wala na, 4% na lang. So this is where governance comes into the picture, including this one, where children end up marrying. So the question here is, what's going to happen? So if the children ends up inheriting the wealth of the family, no matter how big, no matter how small, and the children, or say the daughter, dies ahead of the spouse, would you want the in-law to end up taking over the business and getting shares of the business? And what if the in-law ends up as an outlaw? What if the in-law doesn't perform and now he owns shares? What if the in-law remarries and then he puts his new wife to come into the board? What would be the implication of that family business? So ownership now changes hands. What's going to happen to the children of the deceased child or the deceased daughter? Who will take care of that? So these are things that we oftentimes neglect because we are so focused on making money. So these are the stages of what the business ends up with. First generation, it's the controlling owner. Next generation would be the siblings. And typically among siblings, there is intense and volatile relationships. And therefore, oftentimes, it also begs to be answered. Fair is equal, but equal is never fair. Fair is equal. I love you all equally. I'm your father. I'm your mother. But in the end, is equal being fair to the one that is the most masipag or to the others that are patently lazy? Kaya lang binigay mo equal eh. So, in your tombstone, your pinakamasipag na anak will say, Papa, equal was never fair. So that is where conflicts normally start, including the cousins get worse because there are many cousins now in the picture. So this is what it is. The overlapping of roles and responsibilities must be institutionalized. And that's where governance takes place, where you institutionalize behavior, you create rules, you create roles, you make sure that they have goals, that they must be accountable. And that is precisely what governance is all about. Kasi you avoid the overlapping of decisions from the family to business. Kasi nga, very emotional eh. And there's so much stress that is involved because, you know nga, leaders do not know how to manage the family. They know how to make money, but they totally neglect the concept of relationship building. So what happens after? It's either forward together or they fall apart. So that is something that I wanted to highlight here. Whatever the reason, governance is what? Communication. And when there's a failure of communication, it becomes the biggest stumbling block for family businesses to eventually move forward. So that's more or less a snippet of what it is to make sure that relationship can be sustained so that the founders can have a legacy in the next 10, 15, 20, 30, even 100 years. And that's the topic of my talk on succession, building legacy and creating 100-year-old companies.
Wow. You just have given us a business, not only snippet, professor, but also a clinic on business. And, we don't need to spend thousands of dollars just to get this information from you. You just give it to us. Well, thank you so much, Professor Ting. Do you have any question? Anything that you would like, Professor, to take up to us?
Yes.
Our viewers here today?
Yes, Professor. Another question for you. What steps do you recommend to the SMEs in order to survive in this unprecedented time?
I just had a talk earlier today in Indochina virtually because I helped the World Bank provide advice to distressed companies in Asia. And I think the first and most fundamental thing that family-owned businesses must do is like what Carol mentioned, find your purpose, right? It's the why. So in business parlance, what's your vision for the family business? Where do you want to go from point A to point B? So what is your vision? What is your mission? It's fine to say I want to be rich, but what is really your vision, right? That is very fundamental. And is that vision aligned with the family members? Kasi baka ikaw lang yon. As the leader of the clan, baka ikaw lang yung may vision, but your other family members don't share the vision, don't share the mission. So therefore, you need to align that vision para maging actionable siya. So that once it is aligned, the family will now be committed. Kasi mahirap, di ba? Pag pinilit mo yung vision, hindi naman pala. Yung isang anak mo gusto pala maging artista. Mahirap yan kung medyo iba, no? Nagkakaroon ng detour, nagiging fork. So the vision must be very solid and must be crystallized. Second, that must be aligned with all the family members. And then, it must also be aligned to your non-family professionals. Para at least they can embrace that vision. So once it is aligned, the next best thing is what? Words into action, right? Kasi mahirap, di ba? Hope is not a strategy. Mahirap kung puro hope lang. Di ba? God helps those who helps themselves. There must be actionable things. So how do you create an actionable vision? Have a plan, right? Have a business plan. Have a business continuity plan. That's how it is. And what should the plan really contain? Kompleto dapat. In this day and age, kompleto. A product campaign, a people plan, a financial plan, and a business model. Kasi mahirap din kung copycat ka. Sa panahon ngayon, di ba? Innovation is key. Either you change or you are changed. Either you innovate or you die. So, kaya very important yan sa SME. And ang talk ko kanina sa World Bank is sino ba ang nag-initiate ng digital transformation dito? Si CEO ba? Si Chief Information Officer or si other C? Si COVID-19? Siyempre si COVID, because families were shocked. Their world were turned upside down. And decades of what? Procrastinating on change, napilitan sila ngayon mag-digitally transform in just X number of months. And that's the power of COVID-19. You were forced into it because you want to survive. So, yun lang sinasabi ko. It starts with a vision and then align it and then you move to a plan all the way to creating a business plan and then innovate your business model.
Wow, beautiful. Sam, it's not too late, Sam, Carol, and Katrina. So you're working on your plan right now. So beautiful. You're in the right direction. And I think the actionable action that Professor Soriano is telling us, you are at the right place at the right time. Professor, one more question, Professor, before you leave. I know you are well sought and respected in Asia, and I know your time is very precious. And we cannot actually even just get you, even if we can afford, but because you're so busy right now. Quick question. I haven't heard this from all of your talks, Professor. You deal with high-level network companies like Andrew Tan of Mega World and Fundador, and some other Asian conglomerates, right? And you also talk about small, medium-sized enterprises. Now, I'd like to just have a little clarity here. And what are the similarities between an SME and large organization in terms of management and leadership? Or are there similarities in management and leadership among the two opposite businesses?
Yes, there are similarities and there are dissimilarities. The similarities of large conglomerates that are family-owned and the SMEs is what? It is inspired leadership. The founder is the one setting the tone where the business will eventually go. That's the huge similarity. In a large conglomerate that's run by family business leaders, it's the same thing. That leadership is coming from the top and he sets the tone. In the SME, it's the same. He sets the tone, tells his team, this is what we intend to do, this is where we want to go, and this is how we can move this. So, as a team, let's do it. That's the similarity. The other similarity is the commitment of the family of a conglomerate and the SME. The intensity of that commitment. The third similarity is the desire to create stewardship. Not ownership, stewardship. Meaning, I'm doing this for the next generation. I'm doing this for the succeeding generation. Para siyang Patek Philippe na hindi naman sa atin ito para to sa susunod na henerasyon. So there is stewardship rather than ownership. When there's stewardship, the commitment is there and therefore it must cascade all the way down. And the fourth is its empathy, its compassion to its people. Their love of their people. It's like it's an extension of the family. And that they are willing to go the extra mile to help the people when they're in need. This is in contrast to multinational corporations where you are treated as a statistic. But in a family-owned conglomerate and an SME, you are an extension. Naalala ko dati when I was a senior executive of Unilab, yes, we are given what? wonderful packages, sometimes 18, 20-month pay instead of the usual 13-month pay in the Philippines. Then I would get a call from the owner. Sasabihin niya, punta ka dito sa opisina ko. Then aabutan ako ng ampaw, yung red envelope. Hindi ko alam, papunta sa opisina, dadaan ako sa chapel. Nakikita ko yung mga senior executives nagdadasal. Sabi ko, ano kaya to? May nangyayari? Only to discover na nagdadasal sila, na aabutan sila ng ampaw. Kasi yan for the boys eh. Hindi namin dinideclare sa mga asawa. So, gagawin namin yung ampaw, pagbigay sa amin, nakacheque yan, pupunta lahat kami sa banyo. Nako, nandun kami lahat. And then, magtitinginan kami ng cheque. You know what? Pag medyo buenas ka, yung cheque na yan can buy you a franchise in Jollibee.
Wow.
Ganon katindi magbigay. Kasi nga, extension ka ng pamilya eh. Hindi kasama yun sa sweldo. But pag inabot sa'yo, kaya pala sabi ko, itong mga loko nagdadasal sa chapel. Kasi nga, siguro maraming utang to. And ang pao is a lifesaver. So yun ang similarities. Now, ano naman ang hindi similar sa kanila? Alam nyo, marami din akong kliyente ng mga SMEs eh. As a matter of fact, mas gusto ko hawakan ng SMEs. Kasi, grabe yung intensity nila to go one more step. Ang mga malalaking conglomerates kasi unang-una matatanda na sila eh. I used to be a consultant sa John Gokwe, sa JG Summit. Iba na. But this time around, sa mga SMEs, talagang they go out of their way as if tomorrow will be another day and it's gonna go and they're gonna fight another day. That's the huge difference of SMEs. That's why I'm partial to SMEs. That's why I said, I wish I can help more SMEs because first, they listen. Second, they execute. And third, they are fully committed and they are willing to go the extra mile to do whatever it takes to become one more step to the next round. So that is for me, resiliency. And that's what SMEs are really known for.
Wow, wow, that's amazing, Professor. Sam, if you're taking note of that, okay, you are not going to receive ampao. You are the one giving the ampao because you are the president of the company, Sam. Cheers to that. So, Ting, would you like to? We're going to start. We're very close to winding this up.
I
Do you have
know.
one question to Professor?
Yeah, I learned so much. It's such a wonderful clinic. You know, ang takeaway ko talaga is the similarities between an SME and a large conglomerate. Either way, I agree. They are family business, and I think the family values are there. And sabi ni Professor, leadership, commitment, stewardship, and the empathy. Kasi extended family mo sila. I like that so much. So, Prof, thank you so much. And what's your projection and forecast of the future? And how do you think are we going to navigate it?
It's again, very good question. I know it's a tough market out there, but we were forced to transform overnight. And that's what resiliency and survival is all about. But what's our prognosis for the market? It's going to get tough before it gets better. In Asia, we're looking at possibly a bit rough patches in the next 2 quarters. But again, allow me to give you probably a good indicator because I've had extensive research on what's happening in the market. This is a good indicator here. This is something that I can share with you before here. Okay. So this is a good indicator. Something for us to appreciate there. So if you look at it from this analytic, V-shape usually happens when the recovery makes a quick turnaround, usually 2 to 3 months. In the absence of a vaccine And with a lot of things that are happening globally, we do not anymore count on the V shape. But what's good about this one, especially in Asia, is the fact that China and other countries in Asia, like Vietnam, Cambodia, and possibly South Korea, Japan, they're reopening the economy already. In China, they're expected to post positive GDP by the end of this year. Vietnam is also expected to post positive GDP. What does a U-shape mean? There is a global slowdown, there is a shrinking growth, but there is a quiet recovery. So China, fortunately or unfortunately, was able to bounce back because they reopened in April. So the next projected recovery is the European Union. This is expected in a U-shape. Now, sadly, the North American market, especially the US, will have to wait for a few more quarters, which is the expectation is recovery will happen and probably third quarter of next year. So the worst scenario is the L shape. This is really the worst scenario. So my suggestion and my advice to our dealership is to start planning now, especially in markets in the Middle East and in Asia. There's a huge market that's waiting for you. Give or take 1 or 1.5 quarters, these economies will have to reopen whether we like it or not. So let's not wait for the reopening. Let us prepare a plan. Let us calibrate. Let us brace ourselves for the reopening. Let us be calibrated so that when it does reopen, end of this year or early next year, we are there and we are moving so fast. So that is really my message here. Because otherwise, if you are going to prepare on the day of the reopening, it's probably too late. So make sure you start the preparation now because Japan, South Korea, China, Vietnam, even Cambodia, they have already technically succeeded in taking out the virus. In short, mitigating. Philippines, we've reached 200,000 infections with less than 3,000 people dead. In Vietnam, almost 97 million population, less than what? 800 infected, less than 20 dead. So it's their time to reopen their economy. Thailand, same. So they will reopen whether we like it or not. That is the very reason why I encourage you to plan now and prepare for that reopening because it's anytime now. Whether we like it or not, it's anytime now.
Wow,
So that's my answer to the question.
wow, wonderful, wonderful, Professor. This is really nerve-breaking and educational. And of course, it's time for us to plan, especially for Salad Master people, to start rebuilding, replanning, recalibrating all the resources today. So, Professor, what's next for you? This coming week. You're sharing one more slide, Professor. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So here's my advice to everyone. First, you preserve your cash because if you have cash, it's your ammunition to invest in your assets, and that includes Salad Master. It's your ammunition to be opportunity seeker. So you preserve your cash, you manage your cash, you maintain a quality workforce so that when the bounce back and the reopening happens, you have a solid, qualified workforce that will spur your growth. Third, you start meeting your customers. You start going out. You need to do this now. You need to create the digital transformation to make them aware of what you are doing. And you try to innovate. And finally, you manage your health. Because you can't afford to get sick because you're in the midst of calibrating your organization. So as my last slide, this is my talk on Saturday. I'll be sharing the talk with 4 gentlemen. As a matter of fact, 2 are from North America. Steve is from Canada. He's based in Toronto and Montreal. He's one of the powerful thought leaders on governance in Canada. That's me. And then on my right is Josh Barron. He's based in Boston. He writes and contributes and is a preferred writer at the Harvard Business Review. He's going to talk about multi-generational success. And then Mr. Richard Yu, a family business leader who's chairman of one of the global leaders of traditional Chinese medicine called Yuyan Sang. You'd see that in many duty-free shops in airports. And he's going to share his trials and triumphs in leading a 141-year-old family-owned business that started in 1879. So today's 2020. So it's 141 years old, and it is surviving, it is thriving, and he's the chairman, and he will share what succession and what leadership and what legacy is and how important it is to the family business. So I'll see you on Saturday, and hope it's going to start at 10 o'clock and in the morning. So it's 10 p.m. in North America, especially in the East Coast. So again, I encourage everyone who are family owning businesses to join me as we walk you through the world of succession planning and legacy. So there. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity of sharing my experience.
Wow, that's of course a wonderful opportunity. And by the way, thank you, Professor, for giving a discount to Salad Master people, 10%. So if you want business continuity, educational continuity, and more knowledge, please attend Friday, North America time, Saturday morning, Hong Kong, Philippine time. We're going to give you a flyer. So if you want to hear more about what Professor Soriano III was talking about all the U-shape, all the things that's happening, not only in Asia, but globally, I would like to encourage you, invest your time. It's less than $100. So Ting?
Yes. Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know you're a very busy man. Thank you for gracing Kapihan with the Tito Pidoy and
Mama Ting. So
Thank you, Ayo. Thank you,
I look
Sam.
forward to see you on Friday. I'm so excited. That is, the framework of recalibration, and you're good at that, Professor. So thank you for believing in us, Salad Master people, and thank you for giving your wonderful advice. Your wonderful advice is not just only reconfirmation of what we're doing, but also a testament that what we're doing is correct, it's right, we're at the right place at the right time with the right opportunity. So, Professor, the family of the Sibbaluca, we're going to end this up with the message from the president of Salad Master, no less than the president himself, Mr. Ayo Olesende. Coffee time, Kapihan with Tito Pidoy and
Mama Ting.
Take it away, Ayo.
Thank you, Pidoy. Thank you, Ting. Hey, Professor, wow. Every time I hear, I learn more. So this is fantastic. And
thank you.
And, Sam, Carol, and Katrina, I suppose there's that saying, the 5 Ps, proper planning prevents poor performance. And if you don't plan, if you don't plan, you're not going to end up where you want to end up. And this is serious stuff because, I also have a family, and my family involvement in the business is on one side, not on the Salad Master side, but they're still involved in the business. And you look at this stuff and you go, and you as the entrepreneur, you work so hard and you build this empire, and then you go, okay, what's going to happen to it? What's going to happen to it? And so this is really an important topic. And I'm so happy that it's been addressed, that we take time out from our busy schedules to not so get caught up in the day-to-day that you forget about the future and the next generation and moving things on. So again, big thanks to Professor Soriano for this valuable information. And you are hearing from an expert, from a professional, somebody who deals with big time people who are, millionaires, billionaires. And so you are getting the nuggets that you couldn't go to university and learn this stuff. This is so important. So My message to everybody is don't just listen. Put a strategy together, and you have the leadership of Pidoy and Ting who are there, who have got the same thing and care for you, because Salmaster is coming up to his 75th year in business. And the Regal, who owns Salamaster, are in their 4th generation. And I've got some news for you. They have some babies. Ryan has just had a little baby girl, Anna. So they're not planning on closing that business down. That generation of business is going to keep going. So Salamaster is going to be around for a long time. You want to make sure your family is going to be around too for a long time. So I just want to talk about, the topic is family. And one of our core values is family. And our core value, we are a global family who builds authentic relationship and has fun together. Think about what we do. We work hard, but we are a family, a global family, and we build authentic relationships and we have fun together. We always put others first, and we help others fulfill their dreams. That's what we do in the Salamaster dealership, is helping other people fulfill their dreams. And I always say that our success is your success is our success. It's a two-way street that flows between us. And Salamaster, and the professor was talking about the resurgence coming back. Let me tell you, we have been in unprecedented times, but what we have to thank God for is we have been favored. We are one of those businesses that have fallen on the right side of these unprecedented times because we are booming globally. Salamaster, as of today, I was just looking at the figures. We are over 100% of what we said we would do in the month of August. We are at 140% of what we did this time last year before the lockdown. That's how good the business is. We have production. I have been on some production meetings today because they are doing everything possible. They're working flat out. They're employing people. And our business is booming. And I know this is not in every country, but some countries are doing great. Some are going into lockdown. Some are coming out of it. Some are in between. Some haven't even decided what they want to do. But the fact of the matter is that things are moving in the right direction. And you have to have a master plan that runs along with it, regardless of where you are now, because your success is our success. And you are a big part of our business globally, what we do. And it's so important. And one of the other core values of Salamaster is empowerment. And I really believe that we are blessed to bless others. And so part of our mission is not just to run our businesses, but to use our businesses to bless others so they too can go and bless others and pass that baton down the line and continue for us to grow. We are family, and family is so important. And I always say in family, when I do my family talks, I say, now family doesn't mean we have to get on all the time. Sometimes we fall out with each other. But at the end of the day, when it's family, that other family person has got your back. So we have got your back. We are doing our best to help you take this information. Don't let your knowledge lead to knowledge. Don't let your knowledge just lead to knowledge, because then it's only knowledge. Let your knowledge lead to action. When your knowledge leads to action, you become unstoppable. Because there is one thing we are, is inundated with knowledge, but are you taking that knowledge on board and taking it into action? And you have some great testimonies today. You have got some great leadership and great information. And I want to thank, again, Pidoy and Ting for pulling this together. This is so important, to take time out and look to the future, and look to the planning, and look to have strategies. I want to thank Carol, again, Sam and Katrina for their testimony, and again, just being a great role model and a great example. And we have so many families that we can use as examples. But thank you today for sharing your story and your message. And again, thank you to Professor Soriano. Thank you, everybody. The future is bright. We need to be ready for it, because we are in boom times. And if you're not ready, you're going to miss it. So stay focused, stay safe, and always remember that we are blessed to bless others. So back to you, Pidoy and Ting.
Thank you, Ayo. Ladies and gentlemen, we are skyrocketing. We have broken a record today. Follow us on, I would like to apologize for those who were not able to come in because we hit our numbers today. Thank you to Sam, Carol, Katrina, Professor Soriano, and Ayo. We are unprecedented numbers at this unprecedented time. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us also on YouTube if you missed this one. And by the way, I would like to encourage you, let's have a continuity of this Coffee Time Kapihan on Friday, Saturday morning in Asia, and with Professor Soriano this time. And we will give you the line where to get this. So Jen, would you like, before we end up, and Jen would like to give a little bit of working thing, would you like to just say thank you to our viewers and guests? But before we do that thing, just a little bit of word. Today is family, business, and strong governance. Next episode, what's this? Next episode, stockholders and stakeholdings. These are the things that we would like to discuss. Are you a stockholder or are you a stakeholder or are you both? So ladies and gentlemen, watch out for our season 1, episode 3 this time. And again, we're breaking record this time. Thank you so much. Before we give it back to Jen, Ting, would you like to say some acknowledgement and thank you to our special guest today?
Yes, thank you once again. The Sibbaluca family, Team Sibbaluca, we're always cheering for you. Professor Enrique Soriano III, and of course our President Ayo. Thank you so much. Angelica, thank you. Thank you.
So Ting, without further ado, we would like, let me just say this again because, okay, Ting, as we close today, and we look forward to the next episode today. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, stay focused, recalibrate your thinking, and make sure you move forward. This time, thank you for attending Coffee Time Kapihan with Tito, Pidoy, and
Mama Ting.
Cheers.
God bless us all.
Take it now, Jen.
Thank you. Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye. Bye.